A year before the first season of Digimon Adventure aired in 1999, another story followed a boy in his adventures with his Digimon partner in the manga Digimon Adventure v Tamer. This manga was never adapted into an anime, but even 25 years after its release, it is still one of the most known and most beloved manga about Digimon. His name is Taichi Yagami, and one day he found his way into an unknown place known as the digital world. On the first day of the D1 Grand Prix Digimon Tamer convention, Taichi was disqualified because his Digimon called Zero was not programmed into the game. Inspecting his V-Pet device, he heard a voice welcoming him to the Holy Angel Castle. After being enveloped in a beam of light, he found himself in an unknown place, but he was welcomed there by a familiar face, the real-life version of his V-Pet Digimon Zero. Looking for a way home, he embarks on a journey with Zero, wondering what is the Holy Angel Castle. Soon he discovers Zero Maru is not the only Digimon in this world, as he meets an injured Gabumon who calls himself Gabo. They talk about how Taichi ended up in the digital world as he helps Gabumon with his wound. Gabumon is wondering what kind of Digimon Zero Maru is, because he never saw him before on the Folder continent. He tells Taichi that he is in a hurry and he has to go to the Holy Angel Castle to bring food for the guests. He explains he was on his way there when he was attacked by monsters. Soon after that, Tortomon appears and Gabumon says he is the one who attacked him. Taichi has never heard of a Tortomon before. Being very confident in his winning skills, he pledges to fight Tortomon, and in return, Gabumon will show him the way to the castle. Gabumon is not that confident that Taichi's puppy dragon can defeat Tortomon. He takes Taichi's victory book and sees that all the Digimon Taichi defeated were from File Island, and those can't even compare to Digimon on the Folder continent. Taichi explains that there are no Digimon from the Folder continent in his victory book because they are from the new Digimon Pendulum, which Taichi doesn't have. Despite Gabumon's doubts, Taichi and Zero manage to defeat Tortomon by discovering a weak spot in his shell and using the special attack V-Breath Arrow, much to Gabumon's amusement. Gabumon keeps up his promise and they head to the Holy Angel Castle, hoping to get some food and answers as well. As they arrive to the Holy Angel Castle, they see a bunch of Agumon-like Digimon. And they are Agumon, but just like with Gabumon, these are not the final designs we saw in the anime. The Agumon are being trained by a Leomon, who is their combat officer and goes by Leo. They argue over what is the best method to train a Digimon, and Leo doesn't believe in human-Digimon partnerships. He wants to test Zero and Taichi by making them fight a Kuwagamon he trained. After what seems like a losing battle, Zero manages to defeat Kuwagamon by aligning his V-Breath Arrow attack. Leo is now more convinced that Taichi and Zero are a good team and says that is probably why he called them to the castle. As Taichi wonders who was Leo referring to, a winged figure appears, promising to tell Taichi the reason why he came to this world. The figure turns out to be Holy Angemon in the form we know as Priest Mode. Taichi demands to be sent back home because he has a family and homework to do. Holy Angemon says a disaster has befallen the entire world. He tells Taichi about what Folder continent used to be like until a mutant monster called Demon destroyed their peace. Demon is the leader of evil monsters who are waging a war to control the digital world. He has built a castle in the center of the continent where he's raising a super ultimate egg. The mission of those who fight for peace is to stop that egg from getting hatched. Their hope lies in a Digimon they never saw before and his Tamer. Holy Angemon gives Taichi the choice to go back to his world or stay and defeat Demon, and Taichi chooses to stay without a second thought. Tonosama Gekomon, who calls himself Gakovich, doesn't believe Taichi can defeat Demon and challenges him to a battle. Just like the others who doubted them, Tonosama Gekomon is defeated before the eyes of Holy Angemon and Leomon. While our heroes, Taichi, Zero and Gabumon, embark on an adventure to defeat evil, the villains are already aware of their plans. Gabumon tells Taichi and Zero the story of the Digimon god who built the digital world. He hated interference from humans, so he sealed his castle so humans can't enter. This castle is now used by Demon. The only way into the castle is with the 5 V-Tamer tags. The Digimon god left them on the continent in case of trouble that could not be solved by Digimon alone. The tags are Earth, Sea, Spirit, Sky and Iron, and they are scattered across the continent. Only a Tamer of true merit can collect them all, and they are all proof of their skills. At that moment, Etemon enters the scene. He calls himself Etemonkey and is a demon's henchman. He already knows their plans for the tags and announces there will be a perfect level Digimon guarding each tag. Etemon proves to be the hardest opponent for Taichi and Zero until now, as Zero's attack doesn't even scratch him, but Etemon doesn't want to kill the trio yet. Instead, he wants to have fun with them. The trio arrive at the location of the first tag in the Valley of the Dragon. Instead of one perfect, they are faced with 2 adult-level Digimon, Dark Tyrannomon and Deltamon. Zero manages to defeat them both, making Gabumon's jaw drop from amazement. Picodevimon secretly watches them as they celebrate. As they are resting by a waterfall, they hear the voice of Triceramon. It looks like he's too strong for them, but they make him bite on poisonous herbs, which makes him keep his mouth open. Zero shoots his V-Breath arrow directly in Triceramon's mouth, weakening him before giving him the finishing blow. After defeating Triceramon, they find the Earth tag and move on to the next location, the Net Ocean. There they meet a weird-looking Gomamon who calls himself Gon. Gomamon tells him that a monster took up residence near the village and his minions are attacking the village and stealing their food. Even though Zero couldn't swim, with training and a little push when Gomamon gets attacked, he manages to swim after all and save Gomamon from Gesomon. Taichi and Zero have a motto that if you try hard, there is no limit to your possibilities. Gomamon accompanies the trio as they head to defeat the perfect Digimon guarding the second tag. Gomamon regularly reports to Vamon, who lives at the bottom of the ocean, and he tells him about the human boy who already has one tag. Vamon takes our heroes inside his body and tells them about the digital world. He says that Digimon take the form that is easy for humans to grasp, but they are in fact programs living inside computers made of ones and zeros. He says that those programs can be attacked by viruses just like computer programs, and the only way to defeat viruses is with vaccines. Vamon gives Taichi a Digivice, a computer that can send and receive data among its many uses so they can communicate underwater. As Vamon completes his mission and dies, or his program ends, he entrusts the protection of the ocean to Gomamon. The Digivice enables Taichi to send commands to Zero, and they manage to defeat Gesomon and Octamon before facing Marine Devimon, the guardian of the second tag. Taichi realizes that Marine Devimon has a weak defense, so they manage to defeat him by pulling him to the surface. As Taichi praises Gomamon for being the true successor of Vamon, he evolves into Ikakumon. The trio says goodbye to Ikakumon and the villagers, calling the tag of sea. The next time we see them, they are at a graveyard and there is a dead Agumon on the ground. Gabumon explains that some Digimon who are not deleted properly turn into ghosts. After that, they meet a Patamon who thinks Taichi is a ghost. Patamon says that the graveyard was once a village, but ever since a cursed monster moved into the castle, the villagers were possessed and started killing each other. Patamon says he knows the location of the third tag, and soon enough they get the spirit tag. Sighing from relief they didn't have to fight any Digimon to get it, they get attacked by Candemon, but he is easily discarded by Zero. Zero gets jealous of Taichi's friendliness with Patamon and challenges Taichi and Patamon to a battle, but Taichi and Zero's sudden conflict is just a dirty trick by Vandemon, who let them take the tag easily so he can break them up. As Taichi and Patamon's strategy is to run, Zero is left alone and gets attacked by a bunch of Digimon, including Meramon and Devimon. Taichi starts to suspect there is something wrong with Zero because his eyes were strange, and he was right because at that moment Patamon removes his disguise and it turns out to be a Bakemon. He says Zero got mad because Vamdemon used Bakemon to transmit his nightmare wave and grab hold of his brain waves, but Taichi has another friend at his side, Gabumon, who defeats Bakemon with his Petite Fire. Vamdemon appears and chains Taichi, confident in his plan that Mad Zero will kill Taichi, but Zero uses his attack to break Taichi's chains. Taichi explains he used Bakemon's virus data to create an antidote for the poison that was clouding Zero's mind and transferred the antidote to Zero with his Digivice. This Vamdemon turns out to be not as strong as the Vamdemon we know from the anime, and Taichi and Zero easily defeat him with their bond and tactics. With Vamdemon defeated, the castle they were just in turns out to be just an illusion. The name of the tag is revealed to be known as the Tag of Illusions. Our heroes continue their journey. Next they visit Star City, where Starmon live. A Starmon who welcomes them is jealous of Taichi and Zero's newfound fame, and he challenges them to a battle, but it turns out to be a battle of singing, arm wrestling and avoiding the paparazzi. This is a good chance for Taichi to practice his new strategy to uplink his Digimon nodes to Zero with his Digivice. Taichi and Zero are unfamiliar with defeat, so naturally they win even in this type of battles. Back at the Demon Castle, things are not looking good for Atemon. Demon is angry at Atemon for failing to defeat Taichi and Zero and remarks that his lifespan is coming to an end. He then introduces a human boy who will be the tamer of the super ultimate Digimon when it hatches from the Digi-Egg. The human tamer commands Skull Satamon and they kill Atemon. Our heroes are at a metal factory where the fourth egg is supposed to be. This is a factory for remodeling monster Digimon reopened by Demon. The human tamer appears and Taichi and him seem to know each other. His name is Saiba Neo, the strongest tamer who never lost a battle. Taichi thinks Neo is here to help him, but he attacks them with Metal Greymon, the perfect level Digimon who is guarding the fourth tag. Metal Greymon reveals that he was once a Greymon that Neo threw away because his win ratio never grew. he remodeled himself with metal parts, hoping to be stronger and please Neo. Neo orders him to take attacks from Zero while he finishes scanning his data. Metal Greymon obliges because he wants to be strong for Neo. However, he takes too much damage and Neo calls him metal trash and deletes him. Zero, angry at Neo for deleting Metal Greymon, fights Devimon and Ogremon, but they Jogress evolve into Skull Satamon. Neo reminds Taichi how Taichi humiliated him when they were tied in a battle after the D1 Grand Prix. As Neo makes fun of Taichi, Zero gets even more angry and tears Skull Satamon apart. Neo has no choice but to hand over the Iron Tag, known as the Metal Empire Tag. Our heroes arrive at Hospitown, where Zero is being treated for wounds from his previous battle. They get attacked by Cyclomon and Tuskmon. Meramon, Greymon and Sentalmon rush to protect them but fail. Luckily, Zero is healed and saves the day. The heroes arrive at a gigantic tree, the stage for the final tag. They see a field of Digimon corpses, all members of Holy Angemon's army. Akiyoshi appears and tells them they were attacked by a human and two monsters and their troops were no match for them. Akiyomon is scared and mocks Taichi, especially his goggles. Taichi says his grandpa gave them to him as a sign of his resolve. The goggles belonged to his grandpa's friend who was a brave pilot before he died. The goggles reminded Taichi's grandpa that courage will give you wings to fly. He gave them to Taichi to give him strength to protect his friends when they are in need. The trio depart to the top of the tree through a gate. The gate looks very much like Holy Angemon's Heaven's Gate attack. Neo awaits them at the top of the tree and destroys the gate, blocking their escape. Neo attacks them with a Megadramon, a Jogress evolution of Kuwagamon and Kokatrimon. Now we see a strategy we haven't seen in an anime when it comes to Jogress evolution, called Infinite Jogress. It is a loop of Jogress evolving, splitting and fusing again as the Tamer sees fit for battle. However, Taichi finds a weakness because two Digimon always fuse right in the middle and Infinite Jogress also drains HP, so Zero attacks Megadramon in the chest. At this moment, the perfect Digimon who guards the tag, Juraimon, appears. Neo fuses Megadramon and Juraimon into Deathmon, an ultimate level Digimon. Deathmon's strength opens up a warp gate to the human world. This will bring some new characters later in the story. Deathmon beats Zero and is about to give him the finishing blow when Taichi stands in front of him to sacrifice himself. As Taichi falls from the tree, Zero jumps to save him and evolves into Aerovidramon. Even though Aerovidramon is a perfect level Digimon, he slices Deathmon with his new V-Wing Blade attack. Refusing the help of heroes, Neo seemingly falls to his death and Taichi grabs the final tag, the Sky Tag. The heroes can finally enter Daemon's castle. With the heroes acquiring all 5 tags needed to enter Daemon's castle, we wrap up this part of the story. Join me in the next episode as the battle for Digital World takes full swing and Taichi and Zero confront even tougher opponents. If you want to support me, you can do so on Patreon or buy me coffee. The links are in the description below. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more Digimon videos. PS, make sure to follow my community page on YouTube as I also post updates about upcoming videos there.